John Major was predominantly a Europhile, although unlike many of his party members he realised that good relations with Europe were vital at this period in time. He wanted to remain a part of the EU to strengthen relations with other European nations, as well as for economic growth. However, with a divide between the Europhiles and the Eurosceptics, this led to internal divisions within the Conservative Party. The Eurosceptics did not want to sustain EU membership as they wanted Britain to become more independent as a nation. They also believed the EU was becoming too politicised. EU membership was also very costly. In 1990, Britain joined the ERM, hoping to stabilise the economy and ready itself for the switch over to the euro. However, the crash of the pound sterling 2 years later in 1992, dubbed Black Wednesday, forced Britain to exit the programme. However, Britain still had a strong economic performance after this day, which is not often remembered. In 1999, 12 of 15 EU members replaced their current currency with the euro. 3 countries opted out of this, Britain included, who secured an opt-out from having to introduce the euro in the initial Maastricht Treaty negotiations. When Labour came into power in 1997, many felt relations with Europe would change with Tony Blair as the new Prime Minister, as he was also a Europhile similarly to Major. But as Blair had a more united party, although there were still Eurosceptics within the party, he had more of a backing than Major's divided party. Blair had strong relations with other EU leaders and played a prominent role in EU affairs, one of his roles being the enlargement of the EU in the Treaty of Nice in 2001, which became effective in 2003, increasing EU membership from 15 countries to 25. He was also at the centre of efforts to develop a common European strategy against global terrorism. He also took the lead on issues such as climate change, world trade, and aid for Africa. Although Blair had excellent relations with many EU heads of state, he had very few major achievements. Although he was still making progress in many areas, this progress was frustratingly slow. Britain still remained partly detached from Europe, the press were very hostile to all things Europe, and in 2007 Britain did not join the euro. Other reasons included the war in Iraq, which disgruntled many EU members and much of the world. Proposed amendments to the EU constitution were rejected, however a new amendment treaty was presented and signed in Lisbon in 2007. This gave more power to the EU Council, causing more controversy amongst the Eurosceptics in Britain, the press, influencing the rest of the nation.